Welcome to BAF Draft. This is episode 12. I'm your host, Gary Wilkinson, and with me, as always, is Mr. Matt Zerby. And again, we have Mr. Zach Ballard and Ryan Carlson.
Hey, glad to be here.
We are all very tired, and we'll get into that
I
later.
like being called it's good.
Yeah,
prefix.
okay. So, how you guys doing? I know, Matt, you're tired as crap.
Tired.
Oh yeah.
You guys are used to this night shift thing.
I got to sleep too, so I'm good.
Okay, I did get 3.5 hours. We'll explain all this later.
I'm wide awake.
I
slept through everything.
There's a thing we like to call after dark things, and we'll explain that in a bit.
Mike and the boys.
Okay, so let's hop right into our Gatewatch Oath of the Gatewatch Pack 1, Pick 1. Let's open up this spicy pack.
It's gonna be Gideon.
I did win 2 packs yesterday, but this isn't one of them. So, okay, first card we have, pretty decent card. It's 1 white Searing Light. Does 2 damage to attacking or blocking creature.
That went 14th last night to you, Matt.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I don't like it.
I do.
There's so many things with 3 power. There's a shocking amount of stuff with 3 power.
Yeah, but you played it though,
I did.
and it did some work.
And you can block with a 1/1 or a 1/2 and still kill that thing. So
What?
after it's already destroyed to attacking. Never mind. Yeah, I see it. I got you. It
He's
works.
tired.
It's I'm
He's tired.
It's circumstantial. I did have one in one of my decks last night, and
It just doesn't do enough because basically half your 3 drops 4 and up are all 3 power. A lot of 2 drops for 3 power. It was shockingly disappointing.
okay. Next one. This is 3 in a blue. Comparative analysis. It has a surge of 2 in a blue. Target player draws 2 cards. It's a very good card. That's that. Will that say first pick right now?
Yeah.
Here goes my message. Let's see. Okay.
We have a first
That's
caller.
fun. That's fun. Oh, hang on. Let's pause this for 1 second.
What's he telling me now?
Okay, so we got interrupted, which happened. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. Okay, so right now, comparative analysis is our first pick. I'm just gonna add that in.
Yeah,
Quit
we have
fucking
a-
IMing me.
It's our first caller, bro. We should get him on the
Our
phone.
first caller. Okay, next card, Eldrazi Aggressor. 2 colorless, or 2 and a red. You can't say 2 colorless anymore, so. This is our goofy podcast, we're all tired. We're stupid, so, okay.
Matt looks like he's falling asleep.
Yeah, he is. Okay, so this is a Devoid. It has haste as long as you control another creature. It's a 2/3. I used it last night pretty well, so.
I think it's super mediocre.
It's mediocre,
Yeah.
but if you're into the Devoid and you're into the colorless thing, great. If you're not first picking this to jump into this. Definitely not the one gonna pull you into it.
Well, I guess, so
It's-
my question is, if your opponent plays this, are you excited or sad? I'm excited when my opponent
I'm
plays
happy
that.
to see him.
Okay, so that's a no-go. Okay.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah. This was, your favorite one last night, right? Or was it somebody else's yours? No?
Was that the creature or the instant?
It's the creature.
No, he was talking about the instant. I think.
Oh,
Remember you
okay.
said that was your best card. on there?
Somebody I had played the other night. I think it was you. You were playing these.
I like them.
Yeah, I liked it when you played it too. So, it's Netcast Spider. The reason why I liked it is because I didn't have flying. So, it's 2 and a green. It has reach, and whenever it blocks a creature with flying, it gets +2/+0 till end of turn. It's a 2/3. Solid sideboard card. Probably solid regular. 'Cause there are a lot of people with. It's a good card.
A lot of
put it
people
in
run
running.
flying.
That's
A lot of
actually
people
probably
do.
my first pick, even over that.
Well, so here. Is that just me?
I hear it.
You're here in the sink, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
just
are
roll with
places.
it, man.
So here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. You look
Okay.
at both these cards. They're both 3
Yeah.
drops. They're both 2/3s. I so much more want the green one.
Yes, I agree.
But the green one, like the green one, you want it to be a 2/3. You want the red one to be a 3/2.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even though they're the same, basically they could be identically printed cards. Like say your opponent doesn't even have reach. The green one's just so much better because
Yeah.
it's in the right colors.
Yeah.
It's in the right colors, and that is a very easy flyer killer.
Yeah, 4 power on
Yeah.
defense for 3 mana. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. Offense.
No, only when it blocks, right?
Only when it blocks, but that's still great, though. I mean, you can locked down. So I don't know. I consider
People are so
okay.
tired right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the best thing. There's guarantee there's way better in this pack. Okay?
Right.
For instance, Witness the End. I love this card. I don't know. You might disagree. I've had great freaking success with this. It's a 3 in black. Target opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand and loses 2 life. And it's a devoid. I mean, I like it. That's my first pick right now.
Yeah.
What's up?
It's falling.
Oh, lift it up a little bit. Oh my gosh. Unscrew it.
I told you, it's not good in this little...
Yeah, it's hard, man. Tighten it real good. That's where we need that clamp, man. Just monitor it. Should be fine. It's not working, man. Lean it back a bit. Lean it back.
Yeah.
There you go. It shouldn't make it fall forward, you know what I'm
Have
saying?
fun editing this episode.
There should be a screw. Is there a screw there? A thing to loosen it on the bottom? Not that, not that. Yeah, I see what he's gonna do. Let me pause this damn thing. Okay, Witness the End. Thoughts?
I like it. My problem is that in other sets they print that card for 3 mana, and then it's
Yeah.
just target or your opponent discards 2 cards, and that's still not my favorite. So costing an extra mana and making them lose 2 life.
But they're exiling 2 cards.
Yeah, it's nice if you have the processors, but now
Yeah.
you're only drafting 1 BFZ.
Gotcha.
So
So for me right now, personally, that's my first pick out of these.
I like drawing cards, so I'm going with
Okay,
competitive
you're
analysis.
going with the draw card. What about you? Probably same thing?
None.
I'm
No,
going
you're
down.
just not even impressed at all.
I'll pick the floor land over all that.
Okay. Here we go. Gravity Negator. 3 in a blue. Devoid flying, and whenever he attacks, you may pay a colorless mana. If you do, another target creature gains flying until the end of the turn.
This is
I like
something I
this
can get
card.
behind.
Really? I don't
Yeah,
care for it.
I
Man.
like
I've,
this
I've
card.
never. I mean, it's a 2/3 flyer. That ability, I haven't really got to use it that much. I guess.
It's activated ability?
Yeah, it's activated, but I just didn't. I don't know. That's just me. It's
just-
okay. I'd still rather have that.
I just think flying's so good right now.
Okay.
And that'll win you games, and Witness the End will never win you a game.
Okay. I disagree with that. So, I've locked down a guy before and made the path wide open for me to win with Witness the End. So, but I had 2 of those and 3 Oblivion Strikes. Did I ever
So
tell you
it's a
that
3
time I had
Oblivion?
3 Oblivion Strikes? Did I ever tell you that time?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
So if you had been running basic land instead of your Witness the End, you probably would have done better.
Basic land instead of what? Oh my god.
The first one's okay, but 2's.
Okay. No. Bone Saw. 0 cost. It's not a first pick.
Do not
It's not
like
even
it.
going to talk about
Do
it.
not like it.
Okay. Expedition Raptor, 3, white line. When he enters the battlefield, support 2. He's a 2/2 flyer. I actually like this
Love
card.
it. Love this
I don't
card.
know if I'd pick it first, but it's definitely good. I used it in the first games we did, and it worked pretty well.
I love this
so,
card.
Yeah.
And that card way overperformed for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that going to be your first pick right now, or no? You still going with this, or?
And by this you mean the Gravity Negator?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna pick the Gravity Negator. It's just
Okay.
a little cheaper.
Yeah. Okay, next one is, I don't even know this one.
wrong pick.
Tar Snare.
Too close.
2 in a black. Target creature gets -3, -2 until end of turn. It's kind of like what you were talking about with the 2 destroying target creature attacking or whatever with 2 or less, except for you can block into or attack into and play that.
Yeah, it's
That's
a-
pretty decent removal. So.
It's
No,
a
like
better
it needs to be
trick.
the other way around, in my opinion.
Oh, it would be
Yeah.
definitely better if it
Yeah.
was the other way around. But it's not.
Yeah, it's more of a trick than a removal spell.
I'm not picking it first.
No.
Well, this
so.
is a reprint, right?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Okay, because the card's terrible. In every situation that I've ever had the card or somebody's
Uh-huh.
played it on me, it's never done what you wanted it to do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
notice we've already looked at, 3 or 4 creatures, and 3 of them are 2/3s.
That's
It doesn't
true.
even kill
That's true.
most of the creatures.
That's true.
Yeah, you can get it in the
But you can, well, it seems like a way, you play a better creature than play that. Because I'm saying you could play that and kill just about any of those creatures and still keep your guy alive.
It's a trick,
But
right? It's just not a removal
It's
spell.
not that great.
Yeah, exactly. It's a trick, not a removal spell, but it's a
Yeah.
bad trick.
It's
because
a
it
bad,
costs
yeah.
3.
There you go.
You could put a better card in there, a better creature instead of that.
This is a removal spell.
Yeah, Boulder's Salvo. It's 4 in a red, and it's got the surge of 1 in a red. Does 4 damage to target creature. I like this if you're in that element. I'm not gonna first pick it. I never first pick the surge cards like that.
Okay, see, that's okay. So the mistake is read the card again,
Uh huh.
take the surge text off.
Deals 4 damage to target creature for 4.
For 5.
5.
For 5.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
What? That's phenomenal.
Is it?
But how much removal's in this set? There's like none.
I used 2 of these in the first game. It worked great, but I didn't first pick them because people aren't first picking them, so I'm pretty sure it's going to come around.
If it didn't have Surge, I would
I
be
would be more
unexcited.
reluctant, yeah.
But
Well,
it's still a removal spell.
What's the 5-drop double red spell that deals equal damage equal to the number of lands?
How number or
Oh,
Stone Fury?
Stone Fury I like better.
But
It's
that
instant
does,
speed.
But that does everything Stone Fury does.
Yeah, except for Stone Fury, you're going to get 5.
At least 5, and it's instant
Yeah,
speed.
at least
But
5.
the difference between things with 4 toughness and the things with 5 toughness is so small in this. Because you have a huge jump from 2s to 2 3s, but when you go from 4 toughness to 5 toughness, the field is very narrow on things you actually need to remove.
It's good removal. I like playing it when I'm going to do its surge thing, and I'm going to be in those colors and that other. Because it always in our meta of drafting, it always comes around to me again.
Well, and that's a mistake of the meta. That's not a mistake. That's a mistake of the meta being what's it called? Basically, you're supporting the mistake of the meta.
Okay.
These should be super.
I'm taking
versatile.
advantage of that.
I think
I
you
don't
want
know.
to pick one of those.
I
and
pulled
then
2 of them
find
last
some
night, and that was
better.
after it went around the table, so because I knew I could.
Right,
So.
but wait until other people. What happens when other people start to realize that this card's amazing?
Like after
Then I will adjust accordingly. So
Right, but so play the best you can right away, right?
I guess I just Gillette, the best a man can get. So you're
That's
picking
the-
this
that's
as your
the
first
best
pick.
pick.
That's your first pick. Okay. Next one, Reckless Bushwhacker, 2 in a red. It's got the surge of 1 in a red. It has haste, and it's a 2/1. And whenever it enters the battlefield, if its surge cost was paid, other creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until the end of turn. Combined with another card that triggered the surge off another creature, that's great. But otherwise, it's so circumstantial. I wouldn't pick it.
This card is absurd and constructed because of
Yeah.
the token makers available, but in draft there's just not enough.
I was playing an opponent who was using this, and it worked it was the early game with small effect. It just didn't really do all that great. So.
Yeah, it has like one little
It's
effect.
easy
and
to
you're like,
kill.
Yeah.
So easy to kill.
Blocked by sign
Alright, here we go.
That's my first pick.
Reflector Mage.
No,
Which
that's
one?
My, that's my first.
That's
pick.
your first pick?
Yeah, I think
Really?
it's amazing. Yeah, give me that and give me a bunch of support cards in white. Oh my word, all day long.
Okay.
I mean, for example, I don't want to spoil it, but we had a match. Ryan and I had a match earlier where I had 2 little cheap things, played some support cards on them, and it was just game over by turn 4.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Yeah,
I'll take that first.
Okay. Reflector Mage.
I will take that first.
Yeah, enters the battlefield. Okay, Reflector Mage is 1 white and a blue. And it's worth a little bit on Puka. When Reflector Mage enters the battlefield, return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. That creature's owner can't cast spells with the same name as that creature until your next turn. That's pretty sick, and it's a
Absurd.
2/3 for 3.
Yeah.
For that control, you were playing that last night, I think, right?
Yeah.
You never shot it out on me.
I had one of those, but I
Yeah.
never had to cast it.
This is big and constructed, correct? Am I
It
correct?
is. It's huge.
Yeah.
Around.
Only thing is you're locked in those colors if you pick that first pick.
Yeah, but I'm fine with that. I really
Okay.
enjoy the white-blue deck.
I'm still not comfortable with locking into 2 colors like that.
And it's not
especially
necessarily-
when I haven't seen really. Well, I guess there is white and blue in there. I don't know, man.
But it's there.
I'm comfortable with that still, just because I.
No.
Yeah, see, I am sorry. Okay, so that's your first pick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I saw the Mythic Rare. I saw a sliver of the side
Oh,
of
yeah.
the Mythic Rare, and it's game over.
Yeah, yeah, I saw it too.
I don't know what it is.
Iona's Blessing, just the coolest artwork in this set still. But garbage, really.
I want to bring this up later in the portion about fundamentals.
Yeah.
Enchantments are auras rather are just not playable in draft, in my opinion, and a lot of people make that mistake. But we can get to that later.
You played enchantments on me last night.
It was the removal spell where it doesn't untap. That's
Oh,
different.
you did the blue on me where, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so you consider,
Okay.
oh wow, what's this? Limvala the Preserver,
the bomb.
4 white, mythic rare. When it enters the battlefield, if an opponent has more life than you gain 5 life. It's flying, by the way, too, and it's 5/5. And when it enters the battlefield, if an opponent controls more creatures than you, put a 3/3 white angel creature token of flying onto the battlefield.
That is the definition of a bomb. Right there.
Yeah, that's my first pick.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
There's so much text on that card. It's
I don't know, what's the
insane.
land? What's the land?
Oh, it's a mountain. Yeah. And a night ally token.
Ooh.
So that's our pack one, pick one, Limvala. Thank you. Going on the Puka trade when I get back to the room.
Okay, let's have a serious conversation here now.
Okay.
So Limbalas are pack one, pick one.
Yep.
Okay.
Undisputed.
Hands down.
Okay. What is our pack? Let's say this is the pack we get second.
If we get the second pack and I have this, I'm picking that.
Reflective Mage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have an argument for Expedition Raptor.
That's just too much
Okay, for the
white,
token.
man. That's just too much devotion. there,
Reflector
man.
Mage is like a removal spell tacked onto a creature, tacked onto like a tempo advantage. It does so much.
I'm Expedition Raptor second.
Hey, man, we're talking to the man who wins a lot here.
I get past
Ryan
Reflector
wins a
Mage
lot, so he probably knows what he's talking about.
I get past Reflector Mage a lot, and every time I'm like, what's going on? The card's nuts.
Okay, so pack one, pick one. Last night we had 13 people show up, so we had 2 pods. So
Could have been 14.
could have been 20, but we had some guys show up late.
We did.
So and then I'm waiting for Ryan. I mean, not Ryan, Zach. I picked up one
Hi.
guy. I came all the way over to pick up one dude. I could have picked up everybody and didn't know this until last minute, all because of Zach.
All my
So
fault.
don't feel bad about it.
True.
Nothing.
I
So-
will, thank you.
You should
I
feel-
fell
As a matter of
asleep.
fact, we need to have an ungeek of the week, like. Like title removed.
You need to put a really good sound effect. on
We
it.
would have had pot of 7 or pot of 7. Instead, we had 6 and 7. Thanks.
No, we would have had a pot of 6 and a pot of 8.
I mean, if somebody would have.
Wait, y'all had 7?
Yeah. So
Y'all had 7.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You would have went.
If we had.
Oh,
if we
you
had
would have
14
evened out one
people-
pod.
8 and
Gotcha.
6 would have been awesome. No
Yeah.
buys.
Yeah, and then y'all have a better
I
chance.
mean, if
of
somebody would have
winning more
messaged me there was a
prizes.
second draft, that would have been great. Because I would have been
Well, we
awake
thought
for
you were
that.
sleeping because you missed
I
the
would've been
first
awake.
And plus, what's the point? You know. Oh, the second draft?
I was saying, I messaged like as soon as I
Oh.
woke up.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna drive all the way over to pick you up for the second draft, man.
See,
That
there
was
we
already
go.
a long night as it was.
It was.
Okay, so
Wait, you messaged Gary. Yeah, that's like pissing in the wind right there.
well, first off, I don't have a phone or internet access or anything like that outside of my office or room. So, yeah. If you want to get a hold of me, call me.
Or just send me a message and I'll tell him.
Yeah, I can't even get a hold of Matt. Like when he steals my internet at night,
Right.
and I'm
of course.
trying to like get online and talk to my wife who I hadn't talked to in 2 days, and then like he's logged on and I can't log on to my account. Yeah. So.
Back to Magic.
But you know, I'm not upset about it or nothing. I'm over it. So.
Hey, I got XCOM, so that's all I care about.
Okay, so we had 2 pods. As a matter of fact, I wasn't in the pod with either one of you three. You three were all in the same pod. So how did your pod go?
This guy wasn't in a pod, bro.
Oh, that's right. You weren't there. That's true. Forgot.
This guy was in a bed.
But Matt and Ryan, you guys were in a pod together.
Matt and I met in the finals, and we played 2 of the most one-sided games ever.
Yeah.
And not because nobody was mana screwed, nobody had to mulligan to Oblivion. We just had absurd openers, and the game was over by turn 4. They're both good games for one player, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So you got first place and you got second place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So you see, let me tell you something, Zach. You're around champions right here. You're looking at first and second place winners in this room. That's all we know.
Out of 7 people.
Yeah.
Randomly.
good
If it was out of 8
Good record.
people, it's just as good, man. Come on.
No, definitely the After Dark draft was much better.
Yeah.
A much better
That was
pool
fun.
of players.
So, okay, so we did that. Ryan, you officially got 3 in a row in the same format. And we'll talk about something else after that. So
Sure.
that's freaking awesome. You tied the record there. You were the 3rd person to ever do that in BAF Draft history.
Yep.
Thanks.
So
Get a plaque.
Yeah.
Sure.
We had a new guy show up with Jared and Dross.
We had 3 new guys, right?
Well, no, I'm just mentioning him. He was in my pod, and we had another guy in my pod too that was new. He had visited us last week and stopped in with a buddy of his. So we had the new guy come in with Troust and what's his name?
You
Jared.
can't say names.
No, I can say names. I can't.
You
say
name him,
ranks.
Gary.
Um,
You name him.
no
I
ranks
can
with
name.
it.
I can say names. Can't say full names unless I get the permission. I can't say ranks or jobs or what you do or where you work.
Alright.
Okay? Because I'm calling you Ryan. I'm not, Zach Ballard, I can say your name if you're cool with it. They told me that. So if somebody doesn't want me saying their name, I'm not going to say full names unless somebody gives me the permission. Does that make sense?
Nobody knows his name.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Okay.
confused with the rules.
Man, you are making me edit a lot of shit here. So, alright, so we had a new guy come in. We had two new guys. One had visited us last week. Him and a buddy of his visited us last week. His buddy didn't play, but he did. And then we had another guy come in with two of our other players, Troust and Jared. And I played him first round. He played black-blue control. He said he called it aggro. But it was more of a control. I mean, it was more creature heavy than control, but it was definitely a slow control. And then I played.
He compared his deck to Conan.
No, it wasn't all that. I had him down to like single digits, low single digits every time. So, but I was playing red, black. I did get 2 Oblivion Strikes.
Jeez.
And I had the Boulder Salvo or whatever that is. I was trying to do. I don't even remember what I was getting into. Oh, I didn't play black and red, I played black and white. Because I pulled that guy that tap, when you tap an untapped ally, I played black-white ally, black-white ally. And when you tap it, an untapped ally you control, all your creatures get a +1/+1 counter on them. And then I had all the little allies that do things together, so that was what I was trying to do. I hadn't tried it before, it was interesting. Our games went quick, but we grinded it out. He just kind of edged me a little bit on it, had a little bit better setup. And then round 2, I beat the other new guy. Round 3, me and Kern hashed it out, and I did okay. So I got second place. So it was pretty good. It was just, I was glad the new guy won. So, and then we have what we call the After Dark. The After Dark, this is something we had done 2 times prior to last night. We did it one time for Dark Steel, right?
Yep.
And we did it another time for Modern Masters.
Yep.
So what it is after we play at the USO when they close, this is like the next day, this is after midnight, we roll into a shop and just play a whole other tournament with whoever wants to play. And we're all tired, hyper, drinking energy drinks, coffee.
It was
and
solid, 7-8 hours of Magic?
Yeah, just
I got a
grinding it
solid
out,
7 or
man.
8 hours of sleep.
That's awesome.
So
You
it
missed
was,
out.
I did.
there was 6 of us, 3 of us in here. One of the new guys that got the Rising Canopy the one time,
Mm-hmm.
and then Rob and Lunchbox. And it was weird. I was like kind of rare drafting in the beginning because I had good cards over the back. So I had Kozilek Return in the first one, and it's a money card, but man, Matt had convinced me a couple of tournaments ago, like, good, here's a scenario, so let me try this. And there was a Oblivion Strike in that same pack, so I was very tempted to grab that Oblivion Strike. So I passed that. Went around, I was sticking with red pretty hard, felt pretty good about it. Got a Stone, what's that, Stone Forge?
Some Fury?
Stone Fury was one of my last picks.
That's real good.
And then we went to second pack. I opened up Thought-Knot Seer. So I was like, okay, that's a good solid black, so let me roll into that. Because I was going to try to do mono red, and I'm like, but it started fading, so I knew that wasn't going to be the case. And then I started seeing other stuff, got an Oblivion Strike, and went on. And then third pack, lo and behold, what does Ryan pull? Godless Shrine.
Godless Shrine Expedition.
Nice.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So we drafted, I did black-white, you did green-white,
Green, white, yeah.
and you did blue-white, right?
Correct.
Ryan?
Yep.
Okay, so first round, I played the new guy. It actually went pretty grindy, and I won 2-0. I played Matt next round, 2-0. One of them went a little grindy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we started playing afterwards. I think you would have won that third game.
Yeah.
We were playing afterwards. And then, then we went in, and it was me and Ryan. So I have no mana issues at all the entire night, right? So first game, Ryan beats me pretty quick, I think. You kind of went around my stuff. What was that, the sink?
That was somebody's phone.
Oh. Second game, we grinded it out for a long time.
Yeah,
And it's just, I was able to drop a little bit quicker, and I had bigger stuff he had to block, and it just
Yeah.
kind of worked in, and we were top decking at that point.
Mhm.
Third game,
Just
Let's talk about
disaster.
Third game was horrible. Third game, I mulliganed down to 6. I had 1 land. Had 1 land again. Mulliganed down to 5. No land. Mulliganed down to 4. 1 land. Do my scry. I have a mountain. I have the 1 card that does 5 damage to a flying creature.
Mhm.
That's about all I had I could play. I'm hoping to draw into something else. I didn't want to go down to 3. and we're into turn 5, and I still only have 2 mountains on the board, and he was swinging 9.
Quite a bit.
So at next turn, I just waited to see, didn't draw, so I scooped.
Yeah.
It just got mana screwed, man, and I really think I had a good shot at you on that. So,
Yeah.
so it was disappointing. I'm glad he won. I got second. Cool. I'm happy. I was just really, and the cool thing is, that's win number 4 in that same format. We're gonna call that win number 4. Is that the new record technically? Matt, are you awake?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's finally beating the other 2 people that got 3 in a row.
Yeah.
In the same format.
Yeah, you were dominating that format. So now are you ready to step up to because the last time you played Cube with us was when there was just 4 of us, I think. It was a little mini thing.
Yep.
So are you ready for the big Cube with a full legit setup?
I cannot wait for Cube.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, that's what we're doing next week, so is Cube.
We are gonna have to do some setup for Cube, because your Cube can only support 12 players.
Okay, we can do multiple cubes.
Yep.
Because he has a power cube that's a little different than mine. Mine follows suit with the actual vintage cube that Wizards kind of endorses. So it does have the Origins in it, updates, and it does have, I think that's the last update they did was Origins. So it does have all that in it. His has some pretty cool stuff from Conspiracy in there.
Okay.
And a few, just a little different stuff, but it's relatively the same. And then he has another cube as well that's not a power cube. There's no mythic rares in there. It doesn't have power 9. It's a legit cube. It has actual cards too.
Yeah.
A lot of rares and just, a good synergy. It was a fun one
That's
too.
probably the one that I'll have you guys use.
Okay, for the secondary one?
Yeah.
Because that'll probably get some of the guys.
Who are less familiar with Cube.
Yes.
and
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So you had a conversation with me, or just real brief in passing last night, Ryan, about you wanted to talk about some fundamentals of playing. So I'm gonna let you take the floor on that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't claim to be an expert at all. I get a lot of my experience
Four
from
first
listening to other podcasts and reading articles. And I just want to talk about
Now,
some things I
what
noticed.
articles and what other podcasts are your top picks? By the way?
Limited Resources podcast is insane. It's one of the best limited players ever. And any site that has pros writing for them. Channel Fireball, Star City Games, and TCG Player are the main ones.
So you and Matt are jiving on the same kind of stuff that y'all listen to for Magic and that.
Yeah, I love reading those. That's a great way to learn without being able to play.
Gotcha.
Which is relevant over here. Anyway,
Quick question for
sure.
you. Have you noticed Channel Fireball not working on Nipper lately?
I do not have access to it.
Oh. Yeah, it's not working. Not working.
Yeah.
Past couple weeks.
Plus I have Wi-Fi, so I can read them all.
Oh. And I just go to my room in the middle of the
Air
workday if
Force.
I want to.
So the first thing right off the bat is that some of my decks aren't even insane. I remember one didn't even have any rares in it. I think it's the ability to just curve out, and if you can do that and your opponent doesn't, it doesn't matter what cards you're playing. You will just steamroll them. You will overrun them. They will not be able to keep up. If you just go 2-drop into 3-drop into 4-drop into a removal spell,
So that's
you won that game.
That's curve described just for new people who are listening to this who probably don't know the
Sure, so
nomenclature.
I think the important part is when you're drafting, you need to be able to keep in mind what the mana cost of the cards are that you're drafting.
Mhm.
So you want a good number of 2-drops. I like 4 or 5 creatures, I guess. This isn't the rule,
Yeah.
This is just a guideline. I like more at 3, so 5 or 6, and then to go back down at 4 and less creatures as you go up the curve. And some removal spells sprinkled in there. So, for instance, last night I was on a pretty mediocre blue-white deck. I had a couple of bomb rares. I didn't even play the black rare that I got past. But I was just able to curve out. I went 2-drop into 3-drop into 4-drop removal spell, and that won me a lot of games. And then first round, Rob was playing 3 colors. His deck was insane, but the problem with playing 3 colors and not having enough fixing is you're not going to be able to cast your spells. And there were several times throughout the game when he had 2 white and a black and couldn't cast half his hand, or the next game he'd have 3 blue and 1 white and wouldn't be able to cast the black card in his hand.
That's where cards I think cards like Holdout Settlement and stuff like that get really overlooked. They're really actually good mana fixers.
Yeah, and that's
I know
something-
you're tapping a creature for it, but it's a really good mana fixer.
The importance of casting your spells in your hand is just huge. if you are color screwed, it's not helping you. It's not
Yeah.
helping you at all. And I'm guilty of that too, because I played. I had some colorless cards in my deck last night, and I did not draft enough colorless sources. I got pretty greedy, but luckily it worked out for me. So, yeah, 2 things to take away is when you are drafting, make sure you have a solid curve. The right pick isn't always going to be the bomb, flashy, rare. Sometimes it's just that 3-drop flyer that needs to fill your curve. And the second thing is make sure you can support all your colors. I like to say 2 colors, and if you go to 3, you need the Evolving Wilds from BFZ, the Pilgrim's Eye from BFZ, or the Holdout Settlements and Crumbling Vestige.
Crumbling
You
Vestige.
need those. Yeah.
Crumbling Vestige is the one that comes in
Because they play tap,
but you give a color.
of any
Yeah.
any color, yeah.
And if worse comes to worse, the land that gives you either or that comes in taps or on
Oh, sure.
source, but
And
those
I-
are kind of last.
The other thing I noticed is
Picks on
that
those.
are going around quite a bit, and if I don't see anything I like in the pack, like something or a bunch of cards not in my colors, and then I see the dual land, I'll just snap up the dual land.
Yeah.
Especially early on, because you might switch colors, and the other thing is you're taking it for other people. You know, they're not going to be able
Yeah,
to play
and it
those
is
dual
great
lands.
if you get those lands. Those are great to have in opening hands
Mhm.
because you're probably not. You're rarely having 1-drops. If so, there's probably 1 or 2 maybe. So if
Yeah.
she comes in tapped, you're not wasting the
It's
turn.
the perfect turn
Yeah.
one play. Yeah.
Well, and then they take huge advantage in pack 2 because let's say I'm on blue-red and I open an awesome bomb white. Well, now I'm going to be looking for the white-blue fixing or the red-white fixing. And if I don't have, if I happen to have some, then I'm taking them, or they have to be being passed, and this guy's not taking them, then now I can splash my
Yeah,
awesome white
that's
card.
a real good point because you took that off-color dual land and you weren't even in that color, but then the next pack comes around and you get past a solid off-color card, but only one color that's you're not playing, but you already got that dual land for it,
Yeah.
and it's just the stars align and you drafted it.
Like my favorite one of all those is definitely, like I've already said, the Holdout Settlement. But like I splashed in on our After Dark game, I had that blue, was it blue, red, and colorless 2/3? That when you cast your second spell every
Jordan?
turn, yeah, I had that. So I put 2 Holdout Settlements, 1 island in there. And I mean, I probably may have wanted to put more. I don't know. It worked fine, and it gave me my colorless resource on my Holdout Settlement without having to really waste. Because a waste is almost more of a waste unless you have something that's triggering that. You know what I mean? Because you're getting the advantage of it's going to be that number with a circle. You know, the gray circle around it. Or if I really have to, it'll give me that double what I need or that 3rd color.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets better if you have lone larva. Like a waste is only good if you have like a lone larva or something like that. But so Ryan, did you draft cons? Like my personal, I think it's even beat out Innistrad is my favorite draft format.
I drafted a little bit of cons, yeah. A
Okay,
little
because
bit.
that was one where you could pack one. You could just pick all the land that
Yep.
comes around and just pick a mono land. So then pack 2, when everybody settled into their various different clans, you have all the clans, and so when a bomb comes around, you just take
You
it.
just
Next
take
bomb
bombs.
comes around, you
And
take
you're
it.
just grabbing
Next bomb-
morphs.
Yeah, you just
And
grab
you can
all
flip
the
yeah.
every morph you want because
Yeah.
you've got all the colors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could cast on turn 3 regardless of your colors.
Yeah, but and if you have all those lands coming in,
Yeah, so you
that was a common thing we saw. Like
Yeah, that
there
was,
were
that
people
was my
going
favorite. That was my
crazy
favorite
with that.
strategy. That was my favorite.
That's the
strategy.
format with the tri-lands, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that one was so fun because one color you couldn't really do one color because there just weren't enough playables in one color, but 2 colors perfectly legit. 3 colors absolutely. 3 colors and it was actually a splashing a 4th color.
And you had the lands that came in and they gave you a life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even if you were delayed in kind of getting your board state going, you gained enough life to make
Had
up
your
for
life
whatever
total.
somebody was attacking into you
Yeah.
on.
I was not aware of that strategy, but
Yeah, Jet Guy was.
Well,
my
and it was it was so fun to draft just all of the things, and so it was like playing this little game with yourself. Like, okay, which land do I play? Because I have to calculate a couple turns out what land I'm going to need to be unmorphing this, and then you play it. Like I don't know.
There was a
my
mini meta
personal-
going on where people racing to get those dual cards.
Yeah, well, it was my like I said, drafting that was more fun than I've had outside of Cube. Like,
yeah.
it was the most fun for me.
Okay, so you were talking on your picks, like as far as fundamentals for drafting for your picks. Now, what else do you notice or see outside of that.
So a huge part of limited is combat.
Yeah.
The combat phase is ginormous. That's how games are won and lost. And why that's important, why it's relevant, is because removal spells generally get picked up pretty fast, or they should at least, right?
Yeah.
You guys agree with that? So
I had 15 and 8 in my first game last time. 8 removal spells.
that's insane. That's a good number. But generally, I think those should dry up pretty fast. So your next option is tricks, and those are instant speed cards, cheap cards that change combat. They change power and toughness, or they shrink your opponent's creatures.
Like a +3/+1 draw card or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
the several examples are the green. It gives your creature +1/+2 and reach, and
Yeah.
untaps it. No,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
untaps it. Like
You played that on me last night.
that's a blowout, and it's one
Yeah.
green, or the red, one colorless and a red, or one generic and a red, +3/+1 and trample target creature.
Yeah.
Like just simple cards like that. And I wish I could talk more about this, but I really don't know how to explain it, I guess. But when you're going into combat, you just need to be aware of that, and aware of the trades that you're willing to make. If you can't play around something, don't play around it. Just try to make the best block. Try to think ahead a few turns at where you want to be. Try to sculpt a game plan and block accordingly, attack accordingly. Don't just throw your creatures in there all willy-nilly. And I think it's Owen Turtenwald. He tries to think of every play in terms of squeezing out the most damage that he can get. Every turn he's trying to deal some amount of damage, and that's important. That's how you win games. So, and it's even more relevant in limited because that's how games are won and lost. There's no combos. There's no
Yeah.
control.
So question, I'll give you a scenario. This is one I had a hard time with last night. So I have the 1/3 flyer guy. It was a ally. And I think I had 2 of those, and I had that guy, when you tap an untapped ally, it gives all your creatures +1/+1. But he's also a 3/3.
Okay.
Now, I had a guy, he had nothing on the board, but I didn't know what he had, and he could have flashed stuff in. So, but he was still up to this was my last game with Kern, so he was still up to 10. And I was trying to close the deal, but I didn't want to get too aggressive because I was kind of getting low on points. So instead of just doing a full attack, I went ahead and tapped the untapped and made my flyer guy, which is already a 2/4 at that point, a 3/4. Would you have done that, or would you have just kept swinging with the more damage?
Now I know you had 2 1/3 flyers, right?
Well, they were 2 4s at the time because I had already put 1/1s on everything.
Okay.
And the other little 3/3 was a 4/4.
And it's a rare. It's 4 colors and a white.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
tap that and an untapped ally. You put a +1/+1 counter on each creature.
Yep,
Right.
yep.
Okay, I'm tracking. And describe the situation again.
So he was to 10,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I could have gone down to 4, but I would have been completely tapped out. I think he had one thing on the board that could have blocked the.
Do you remember what it was?
I can't remember. I was just in case because he had cards in his hand and
Okay.
untapped. So
Multiple cards.
yeah,
And untapped.
Yeah, so I was just trying to play it safe. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see any other tricks out of him throughout?
No, yeah, because the second game we grinded it out really long.
Okay.
And some weird stuff.
So in that situation, he has
I was
one.
just trying to be overcautious. I didn't know if that was too cautious. Should I just went all in?
Yeah, this is
'Cause I had
important.
2 evasions. That would have been 4, but I could have killed my guy. That would have made him bigger.
Like I said, this is really important because say you went not aggressive enough.
By the way, it worked for me, but I was
Okay.
just I didn't know.
Yeah, so say you held back for fear of a removal spell or whatnot,
Yeah.
and then he top decks a bomb and just takes over the game. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to let that happen. But the flip side of that is if you attack into him and he plays, I can't think of all the
Well,
tricks
here's the
there are,
deal.
but-
I would have attacked into him. He could have blocked. I think his guy would have died. My guy would have survived unless he had a pump thing or a trick.
I'm probably attacking into that.
But he had.
Make him have it.
Make him have it, exactly.
Oh, okay. If I had just swung full out, I would have done 4 damage to him. The way I did it, I still did 3 damage, but my creatures are bigger now.
So here's
Did
the
it change your clock at all?
Then that's exactly what I was gonna say.
What?
That's what you want to calculate is the clock. So let's say
No, next turn he was dead after that. 'Cause it locked him
Regardless
down.
of which way you attacked.
Next turn, no matter what, he was going to.
Then you make the most conservative.
Unless he
attack.
had a bomb. Unless he had a bomb coming out and just remove my dudes. I did that on purpose to hold back to make my, you know what I mean, to have a better defense. And just,
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Since your clock didn't change no matter what way you attacked, you're only giving him one draw step to draw his
Yeah.
his bomb.
And he wasn't going to swing at me because he would have been wide open then. And
Well,
he was
obviously.
waiting to,
Yeah, so I like making a less aggressive attack because you're like, okay, man, I have you on the ropes. You got to draw something, and if he doesn't, he's dead. So.
And never worry about if he's gonna draw the board wipe. Like, oh no, he could draw the board wipe. He could draw the board wipe, or he couldn't draw the board wipe.
Right.
You can't
You
play
can't
around
beat
with
it. You can't
Well,
beat that.
I was just trying to. I thought I made the right move. It was just very nerve wracking, man, because it was like game 3, and I'm like, I gotta win this. I gotta win this.
This is something we should add to itineraries is game states and
okay.
make the
That's
play.
a good
Do you
one.
read those on Channel Fireball?
That's a good one.
Well, I actually have a rules question after we're done with this.
Okay.
That I actually don't know the answer to, and
We can definitely find
I
out.
forgot to. So I wanted to poll
Okay.
poll the room.
Well, let's go back on fundamentals, because you were seeing stuff, attacking, blocking. Now, one thing I noticed, by the way, this is just what I've noticed with some of the new guys playing. There's 2 people I can, right off the rip, go with that do it, and they're full on guilty of it. I'm not gonna mention names, and then there's other people I see that I don't know if they're intentionally doing it. People are not getting aggressive when they have that aggro. Like, I'm guilty of it too, but I mean, these are people who do it to such an extreme, it's like, geez, like, you're having to force them, and then sometimes they won't even block, and then they won't attack you. It's really weird. Like, I've won games like that, because it's like I can predict their unaggressiveness.
Well, sometimes I think newer players they feel that they need to win with having 7 creatures on the board.
Yeah.
They just want like one big giant attack or something.
Yeah.
which-
Yeah.
They don't
Fog.
see. Oh, and that's a whole different barrel of apples right there. But fortunately, they haven't printed a fog.
There's no fog in this.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't
Yeah.
printed a fog trap for newer players.
What about
But-
the fog?
The-
Being in this road.
the problem is the problem is that they value their creatures so high, and they don't realize that it's time to start going in.
Yeah.
Let's force a trade.
If you can force
and,
trade.
and once the board, here's the problem, once the board state gets too big, and you got 2 players doing that, then it gets even harder to do that, because then you can't just attack with 1. You have to attack with multiple to get the trade off, because you're looking at,
Well, it's because
that's
of the
when you
force.
get 2 fresh players who are into that mode, once you get past 3 creatures, you're not gonna see them attack until, it's just gonna be still. I've seen that happen, and that's why we get some of those overtime games. And it's like, had you just started attacking, when you had 1 or 2 creatures, y'all could trade off, get your little tricks out, do all that, and play some Magic instead. I hate the grind thing like that, when when it's just creature,
There's one
top
guy that
deck.
he just loves grinds.
Yeah, yes, we know.
He just loves
We
it.
talked about it earlier. It's fun sometimes, but like, it's fun when you get into that scenario because you ran out of tricks and y'all were matched up good, then you're there. It's not fun when like, that's the way it is from the beginning, because then it's just playing, 5th grade Magic with just creatures, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, I didn't care for it, so. Alright, so, anything else you wanna talk about, Ryan?
No, I think we covered it all.
Okay, so, next week, I really want to do this Puka Trade podcast. So, I think Kern had posted some questions on there. Nobody else did. So, if you guys can think of some actual serious questions, I'm going to come up with a itinerary, a kind of a guideline. But what I really want to do is like, well, what about this? And what about? I really want some serious questions that you don't know, or like, how would you do this?
Well, I think some people do post sarcastic questions.
Yeah.
But I think we can actually. I think there can be kernels of real questions asked in the sarcastic stuff. I think we have quite a bit, but we definitely could use more.
Yeah.
We definitely need more.
I think I have mailed off over 2,400 cards.
Holy crap.
With me and Lunchbox combined, because I do his Pukas. So I'm very, very experienced with it. I've ran into just about. You're hearing something, Matt?
Yeah.
There's
It's
music
fine.
out
Yeah,
there.
it's fine.
I'm working out.
Yeah. I've heard just about every scenario, seen about every complaint, seen the whole gambit of stuff. Mailing overseas, which countries you absolutely do not mail to. I've got a list of that. I've
Just
kinda,
mail US.
Yeah, I do
Just
that,
mail US.
but sometimes when you have those high-end cards, like if you have a god, well, everybody's gonna want, expeditions are easy to get rid of, by the way, on there. But if you have, like, I have an Emrakul foil, and the only place I can get rid of it is like in Asia. Seems like about the only easy place I can get rid of it. I just don't feel, because I'm paying the shipping, I'm paying the tracking.
Well, they want the English words.
Yeah, I'm doing all that to ship this card off, and yeah, it's 40-something bucks, but I kind of, I don't know, I probably should get rid of it, but it's just, I get nervous because I'm spending the $3 or $4. I mean, otherwise I'm just sitting on it, and then it goes there. What if the tracking doesn't go right because it's not U.S. mail that's getting there. What if that happens? What if the guy complains? It's easier to deal with the U.S. guys. So that's stuff like that, scenarios like that, why I don't do things, why I never send, absolutely never, to South America. I have a horror story on that one. So I had a piece of mail last March come back to me a month ago.
No, it was a couple weeks ago.
It was a couple,
Like
it was a
3
few
weeks
weeks,
ago?
yeah. It went off, got lost, the claim got filed. It finally made it back to me, so.
Anything that's going to end up going on a boat is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, Canada, cool, I mean, we'll go over all that stuff, exactly how I package stuff, why I package it. I turn my sleeve upside down this way because the tape will do this if you don't, little things like that. I have my particular way. They have their guidelines that are sort of, in quotes, their official rules, but they're sort of guidelines. And what works for me and what's more efficient. And then even my pattern of, I go in from Saturday night, I enter cards in, here's how I do it every night. Here's how I sort, I send to these first, then I have like a whole entire pattern down. Like, to matter of fact, by the end of tonight, I'll have like 40 envelopes packed up and shipped out for tomorrow, so. Where I order all my bulk crap from, all that stuff, so. And, there's the arguments and pros and cons, I'll go over those. I'm not doing it to make money, I'm doing it to get more value out of what I have that's just sitting around. That's
true.
And that's what I believe it's for, so.
Best way to make a commander deck, just saying.
There you go.
Now, Matt, you're not gonna be with us for a couple of weeks, right?
No,
Or for a
looks
couple
like-
of months.
Looks like I'm gonna get moved to night shift, so I will be out of the magic loop.
Now,
Cue that music.
you're gonna be
Violence.
out of the organized USO Magic Loop.
I am gonna be out of the magic loop, so we'll see what happens from there. The last time, I just basically didn't get to play magic.
What shift
Well,
do you
guess
work?
what though? Because you guys here are on the same type of shift, I still think you're gonna get to play Magic.
Probably.
Yeah, you have more, this is a better scenario, not better because you wanna play with the group, but you at least have you have different options going night shift than you did before.
Right, and
And for podcasting, this is gonna be way easier, cause I can just roll up in here like 3 in the morning with you guys and just knock it out, man.
well, one of the most important
3
things
is about the best time, so.
to especially bring up on the podcast is the last time I got moved to nights,
Uh-huh.
our community
Fell apart because of me?
fell apart. Well, let's put it this way. When I went to the USO and I told them, hey, unfortunately I'm gonna get moved to nights, the employees at the USO actually said, oh no, your magic group's gonna fall apart because every time you get moved to nights. So I'm gonna need to rely on Zach to help keep up the community alive because certain people aren't reliable.
I'm
So,
reliable on
Zach
Saturday.
and Ryan, I'm gonna need you guys to put forward,
So wake up.
that.
I talked to Rob, and I said, hey man, we're gonna have to pull this thing together, because we have the vehicles to pick people up.
Mhm.
Rob's been very, very consistent with
Mhm.
Magic, like, big time, and he's really enjoying it still, so.
Yeah.
But
But I do got a quick question for you.
Okay.
How many flyers are up on the east side?
hell if I know, man. I don't
Exactly.
even know where I'm legally able to put flyers up, man. I ain't trying to peddle my magic crap, no. Everybody knows we've been here. No, I had one guy last night asked me, how long you all been here? And then the guy that won first place on our thing,
Yeah.
he was like, I was playing I think he was in Kandahar or somewhere. He's playing somewhere else. He's like, I packed up all my magic. I assumed nobody in BAF was gonna be playing. And I'm like, how long y'all been here playing? Since 2010, like pretty hardcore. So and very organized.
Well,
So
the guy that came with the table, G, who was sitting at your table.
yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah. Well, those guys have been here for a while now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this, from your perspective, because you guys are military and I know you run a different realm of base, but where do you think the best place to put stuff like that up would be?
The
USO.
MWRs.
MWRs,
Yeah.
DFAC,
gym.
would they let us do it in DFAC?
Basically,
I have no idea.
when I got the flyers, I went to all the different buildings and I said, hey, can I talk to your manager or whoever runs the place?
Yeah,
And then I said, hey, can we put these up visible? We got
Yeah.
a community, we meet together. They actually helped me put them in the most prominent place.
okay, because I know like if you go to the DFAC on our side,
Mhm.
you'll see flyers there for USO stuff.
Yes. you'll
So
put them up.
let me print out some really good copies on some on a toner, type, color toner, or what do you call that, what's it called? Laser. Let me print it out so it doesn't fade. You know what I mean? Or and I'll just do some rounds, man.
I think I can get some clear sleeves too.
I've got clear. Yeah, that would help.
Edge
That would help.
protectors or whatever.
Supply.
Yeah. So that would work, and then I'm pretty sure I can find a stapler.
I can get
Yeah,
you
we
a
got
stapler.
those too.
Okay,
Yeah,
that'll
we
work,
can
because,
find
because I can hit up that there's that Air Force MWR over there.
There's the Vulture's Nest.
Yeah, there's
What's
that.
next right here?
All those little places, there's the DFACs entryways,
Everybody
and-
eats.
Yep, there's the, obviously the USO, we already have it there.
Urinals. We need to put them on urinals.
Yeah. Hey,
Everyone has to pee.
That's actually,
Oh, that sounds kind of sexist.
At your face.
That's not sexist at all. Girls pee in the urinals too, man.
yeah.
Oh.
I think he was just meaning bathrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think where else. Like, the gyms.
Gyms.
Didn't even think of that, the gyms. Because there are guys, I go to the gym for the last week I have. And, and I would see flyers there,
Yeah.
Matt, you
Yes.
wanted to bring up some kind of scenario?
Yes, I got a
What's it
little scenario for you.
Okay.
I got a brain teaser for you.
do? Okay,
I attack Ryan. Well, I'll have Ryan be the one to attack.
okay.
I'm attacking Ryan with a 4-4.
Mm-hmm,
He chooses to block with 2 generic 4-4s.
mm-hmm,
Okay? I cast a spell and give my guy double strike.
mm-hmm.
He casts a spell and gives one of his 4-4s first strike. No,
Okay.
I'm sorry, let me clarify. They're 2 3-3s.
Mm-hmm.
2 3-3s. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so I give my guy double strike.
Mm-hmm.
And his guy, one of his guy has first strike.
Mhm.
One of his guys dealing regular damage.
Mhm.
Okay? So the 4 points of damage go through. First strike damage goes through.
Mm-hmm.
He hits my guy for 3. I hit him for 4. Alright? So before we go to regular damage, you can cast spells and abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I cast a spell to give his 3-3 first strike, does my guy's regular damage kill him?
Hey,
because he can't
where's his
attack anymore?
3-3 coming from? I thought he had 2
No.
4-4s.
He has
No.
2 through 3s.
2,
2 3-3s, okay.
I'm tracking what you're saying now.
2 3-3s. So I give his second 3-3 first strike, but first strike damage has already happened. Now his guy can only do.
This
first
is
strike
after,
damage.
you can't cast spells in the middle of damage giving.
Can.
You can.
I thought you could
Between
not.
First strike and regular damage, there's a chance to cast spells.
Correct.
Only if it's first strike.
Yeah. This first strike creates a whole nother level.
Okay, gotcha. Normally you can't do that once the,
If there's
combat.
nothing with first strike, then no. There's no
okay,
chance.
gotcha. Okay, so one of his guys, his 3-3s already has first strike.
Right.
Yours is a 4-4 with first strike. And he has,
He has a 4-4 with double
and
strike.
you've already assigned it in the order you're gonna do, or you haven't even done that yet?
No. So the 4-4's attacking.
Mm-hmm,
The 2 3-3s are blocking.
mm-hmm.
The first strike damage happens, and my 4-4 hits his 3-3, and his 3-3 hits my 4-4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Boom. His 3-3 dies. Alright, then we go to regular damage, regular combat. Alright? I cast a spell to give his 3-3 first strike.
Why?
Okay? Well, we're in regular damage now. Does it go back to first strike damage again, or is it just regular damage and I kill his 3-3 with his guy can't attack?
You want to answer?
Okay, so your guy is still first strike, or your guy was double strike.
Double strike. So I did the first
So
strike.
you already
now
did the
I'm
first
regular
strike, now
damage.
you're in the second. Why the hell you're given this stupid scenario, but, so you're giving his other guy, who did not have first strike,
Now it has first strike. The intention being that since we're in regular damage now, the first
Uh-huh.
strike damage first strike has already happened.
uh-huh.
Now we're in regular damage, so now his guy can't kill me, and I can kill
No,
him instead.
I would,
He's trying to figure out why you're spending mana to not get anything out of it. Which is this first
Yeah.
thing that is costing him to have first strike? Is it giving you anything?
I mean, the
out
first
of it?
strike already happened, so you can't have first strike twice, correct?
I mean, I'd say you would. I'd say
No,
it would be
I'd
bad.
say you
actually
don't.
know the answer to this.
You don't know?
I don't know.
I don't think you do. I would think you wouldn't, based on my, rationalizing it, but there may be some rule if you add that again, but I would say
No. After first strike,
That's it.
damage is dealt. You are now in normal combat.
So now
damage.
both your guys are dead, so everybody's dead.
No, because I'm giving his second 3-3 first
It doesn't
strike.
trigger.
Doesn't.
It-
But the other
Like
one
you
already
said.
had, the first strike's already been applied.
Right.
So now
All-
you're in,
All
you
that
can't
happens
have
is when you
first
give a
strike
creature
phases
first
twice.
strike, is it just deals damage in the first strike combat damage step.
Right.
So once you pass that point, giving something first strike doesn't matter. It's
And his
irrelevant.
other guy had first strike
But
too, right?
first strikers can't attack, can't deal damage during regular damage. That's why I'm bringing up the scenario. First strikers can't deal damage during regular damage. My guy with double strike can deal damage during regular damage.
Okay, so
I
see
do
what
not
you're
know
saying.
anymore. I do not
I see
know
what you're
You see
anymore.
what I'm saying?
now.
I'm preventing my guy from
Dying.
dying by giving him first strikes and
Okay.
saying that, hey, now you can't attack me anymore.
Then I don't know.
No,
That's a
I
good
don't
question.
think it nulls the attack.
Well, we have a week to figure out the answer.
Yeah, I think you're just really.
It's a good
No, that's
question.
a really
If
good
that's a
question.
really
I
good
like it.
strategy, that just seems wrong. So.
I like
it's
it.
a really
It's
good-
I don't
using
like
the
it at
rules.
all. Just.
There are cards
using
that
the
say
rules.
There are cards that say give target creature first strike.
Mhm.
So now my first strike, my double striking creature. The only reason I'm bringing this up is I had a creature with double.
It doesn't have. It has first strike, but it didn't get to use it. But you're still dealing damage.
Mm,
If
because
it's knowing the
preventing the other
damage.
creature
First
from doing
strike is
damage.
worded how it says it
So
only
you're
deals
basically
damage
you're
during the
doing
first strike combat and stuff.
you're acting like it's a jammer, like an electronic IED
Pretty much,
jammer,
yeah.
basically.
I'm
so.
saying that hey, you should have attacked back then. Too bad you can't now.
Okay, we're gonna address this
I can look it up right now.
online. Yeah, if you can get on, let's.
If I have Wi-Fi. If
Wi-Fi
if you have
bad.
Wi-Fi.
I do not
Yeah.
have
It's
Wi-Fi.
dead in here. Still.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no. The whole point is to bring up this question
Yeah.
so the listeners can chime in what their answers are, and
Yeah.
then when we come back, we should have
So
by
we
the
gonna-
rules.
Well, you know what? We won't post this until
No, we can post it.
post it now, or are we gonna post it next week?
No, we'll post it now.
Okay.
And we'll post it, for the podcast, and
Okay.
then by the time people are listening to the podcast, anyone on our website will know the answer, and then we will have it next week, or the week,
So next
for the
week,
listener,
when we post this podcast, we're gonna bring
we'll
that
have an
question up.
answer, yeah, we'll do a question to answer every time. How that's
We're gonna
done.
find out right after this podcast.
Yeah, right after I walk out the door, I'm
Yeah.
bringing
Right
it up.
after.
We're gonna ask a judge.
Oh, a judge. Okay.
But the key is that we're not just gonna ask judge, we're gonna find the actual ruling in the rules.
Yeah, and break it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because some of those, it's not as easy as just, don't take the scripture, magic scripture out of context. You got to read it all in its context.
Oh, hey, that's an important part of fundamentals. Read the freaking magic card.
Yeah.
If it's so much words,
a lot of
still gotta
people
read
miss
it.
like the last 2 lines of text, and they're like, "Oh, it has trample." Like, dang
Well,
it.
I actually, I attacked it with
guilty
a
of that.
2/2 that could have death touch, because I thought it was the 2/1, I thought the card was the 2/1 that you take a point of damage, if you don't have another colorless creature,
Yep.
and so then they pay, but yeah, I
Yeah.
just,
So
make
this
sure
is
you
when too much
understand.
research bites you in the ass.
yeah, pretty much.
And like when you do,
And the devoid cards
Yeah,
all
you
over
get too
the
cocky, and you're like, "I know that card." does."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, it has death touch."
or you do 2 damage to a creature, and like I did to you, and you go, "Oh, okay, I'm just gonna give it +1/+1 in minutes or whatever." I think you did that on one of yours. Yeah, the one with the colorless, and I gave it +1/+1 in minutes. I think it was you.
I did not play Menace much.
No, there was something I played that you pumped it up, and I didn't read
Well,
it
you-
until after I cast
You
it.
thought you played a 5/5 Walker of the Waste, and it was a Thought Not Seer?
I can't remember. No, there was some scenario, yeah, where I just did. Sometimes they looked, 4/4, 4/4.
Sometimes you're tired.
Yeah, sometimes you're tired. Okay, guys. Well, that was a good little session there. So check us out on www.facebook.com/groups/BAFDraft. You can also
Follow us on Twitter at @the_BAFDraft.
Do it.
do it. And what's the email? Did you have an email?
Yes, it's the_BAFDraft@gmail.com.
Okay, guys. I hope you guys have a good
Email
week.
questions.
Yeah, email some questions. I mean,
Answers.
it doesn't really matter because you're going to hear this when we're recording the questions, so we'll just post that on Facebook. We'll see you guys next week. Hoorah Cube, because we're about to go in Cube mode for a bit until I think Innistrad comes out. Maybe we'll get some other stuff, but catch you guys later. Out.
Deuce.
Tap out.